Welcome to Byte of Science, your tiny bite of big ideas. Today, we're diving deep into a question that, well, it affects every single one of us. It sounds like something straight out of sci-fi, right? The idea that deep inside your cells, there's a timer ticking away. A timer that measures not just how many birthdays you've had, but how fast your body is actually aging. But what if you could influence that clock? What if you could slow it down? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. Okay, let's get into it. To even begin to understand how we might slow down aging, we first have to know how scientists measure it on a cellular level. And it all starts with these tiny things called telomeres. I love this analogy. Think of your chromosomes, your precious genetic code, as a pair of shoelaces. The telomeres are those little plastic tips on the ends, the ones that keep the laces from fraying and falling apart. Every single time one of your cells divides, those protective tips get a tiny bit shorter. And when they get too short, the cell can't divide safely anymore. That's a key marker of aging. And that's what makes this distinction so important. Your chronological age, that's just the number of candles on your cake. It's fixed. But your biological age, that's the real story. It's how old your cells actually are, and it's reflected in things like your telomere length. The amazing part is, it seems to be flexible. So the billion-dollar question has always been, what exactly pulls those levers? For years, scientists had hunches that our daily habits, sleep, exercise, smoking, were involved. But proving it, that was tough. The evidence was a total mess, like a cold case file full of confusing, contradictory reports. I mean, think about it. Some studies would say, hey, exercise helps your telomeres, while another would come out and say, nope, we found no link. It was a classic chicken or the egg problem. Was it really the lack of sleep causing faster aging, or was it the junk food people tend to eat when they're tired? It was impossible to untangle. Scientists needed a better detective, and they found one. It's a real game changer, called Mendelian randomization, or MR for short. This method is brilliant. It uses the natural, random shuffle of our genes at birth to cut through all that noise and get way closer to figuring out what actually causes what. So here's how this super sleuth method works. Step 1. We all get our genes in a kind of genetic lottery when we're conceived. It's totally random. Step 2. Scientists can now identify specific gene variations that make a person more likely to, say, be a smoker or struggle with insomnia. And here's the magic trick in Step 3. They check if people who happen to have those insomnia genes also tend to have shorter telomeres. Because the genes are random, it's not about choice or other lifestyle factors. It points to a direct causal link. So clever. So armed with this powerful genetic tool, a team of researchers decided to finally put the usual lifestyle suspects on trial. They dug into these massive genetic databases, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people, to get some definitive answers. And here's the lineup. They put 4 key habits under the genetic microscope: lifetime smoking, having insomnia, the total number of hours you sleep, and how much you exercise. So let's see which of these actually have a real provable impact on our biological clocks. And now, the moment of truth. The jury is in. Using Mendelian randomization, the study delivered a verdict on each one of our 4 suspects and their connection to how fast our telomeres shorten. First up, lifetime smoking. The verdict? Absolutely guilty. The evidence was just overwhelming. The study found a super strong, robust causal link. This wasn't just a maybe or a correlation. The genetic evidence points a straight finger. Smoking causes accelerated aging at the cellular level. Next in the hot seat, insomnia. And yep, you guessed it, also guilty. The analysis showed that a genetic tendency towards insomnia was significantly linked to shorter telomeres. It seems that constant struggle for quality sleep really does wear down our cells over time. But hang on, here comes the plot twist. When the researchers looked at just the number of hours people slept, their sleep duration, they found nothing. No significant link to telomere length. This is huge. It suggests it's not about how long you're in bed, but about the quality of the sleep you're getting. It puts the focus squarely on tackling things like insomnia, not just chasing that 8-hour number. And finally, our last suspect, physical activity. Now, this is where the story gets hopeful, but the scientists are being cautious. They found a suggestive link between getting your heart rate up and having longer telomeres. So exercise could be a hero in this story, but the evidence just isn't as slam dunk as it is for smoking and insomnia. We need a bit more research to confirm it. I love this summary because it just lays the whole case file out for us to see. It's so clear. Smoking and insomnia, strong evidence they're bad for your telomeres. Just counting hours of sleep? Not so much. And physical activity? It's looking really promising as a way to protect them. This is the clearest picture we've ever had. So, after all that science, what's the bottom line? What does this mean for you, for me, for everyday life? Well, this isn't just theory. This is actionable stuff that can help us take back some control over our own biological clocks. The study's authors really summed it up perfectly right here. They're saying their findings suggest that smoking and insomnia are actively damaging our telomeres, while being active might actually help protect them. This elevates these habits from just good advice to biologically proven actions. So let's boil it all down to 4 key takeaways. Number 1, your daily habits aren't just habits. They have a real causal impact on how your body ages. 2, if you smoke, quitting might be the single most powerful thing you can do to hit the brakes on cellular aging. 3, it's all about sleep quality. Managing insomnia is crucial. And 4, keep moving. Staying active is very, very likely a great way to keep your cells younger for longer. What's so empowering about this research is that it puts the power back in our hands. The little choices we make every day are literally shaping our biology. So the question isn't just what the science says, but what are we going to do with it? Your daily habits are writing the code for your future self. So what's one change you'll make today? Liked that bite? Subscribe for more science in small bites. Science is better when shared. Don't forget to like, share, and bite again.